Welcome back to the Running Back Podcast, the podcast where you come for entertainment, stay for the sports. This is a podcast for the culture, and I'm one of your hosts, Percy.
I'm BOBBYBANDZZZ.
And in the room today, we got Smoke and Bruce on the couch. Yeah. Man behind the camera, Reef.
Yeah.
Bruce said what's up. He nodded. He didn't say nothing, but he nodded.
Right, I ain't even acknowledging him.
The silent assassin is still here. He takes a sip and he just nods. Yeah, sips and nods.
And at the table, y'all definitely gonna need this man's contact information after this episode. We got a very, probably one of the most athletic people I've ever seen in person.
Facts, yeah. Since a shorty at that.
Right. 7 years old, like, you're going to be special. We got Thomas at the desk. He is a movement specialist. He going to let you know what it means, too.
So, movement specialist.
Movement?
No, you tweaked it up. You fucked it up.
Mobility specialist?
Oh,
mobility, movement.
Yeah.
It's all in the moves.
Same thing.
All right, so hang.
Yeah, we'll go. You're a mobility specialist.
Mobility specialist, yeah.
Tell us what does that mean?
Mobility specialist is, there's a huge difference between mobility and flexibility. Flexibility is more passive range of motion, and mobility is more active range of motion.
This
so using
smart. I got my notes. So, what's passive range of motion?
So, passive range of motion is using like external force in order to get into a certain position.
So, what's external force?
So say if you were laying on your back, right, and you had like that yoga strap, and you were pulling your. Say you had your right leg up and you were straight for the hamstring stretch. Yeah. And you were pulling it back. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you can get it all the way back, a lot past 90 degrees.
Like we used to do when we were 7.
Yeah.
So take away that strap and I tell you just lift your leg up there on your own. And just using your own muscle. You're going to see that range of motion decrease by a lot. So your passive range of motion is what you can use with assistance, external force, and your active range of motion is what you can do on your own. So the whole point of mobility specialist and a movement specialist, what I do, and my guy TommyLean, my coworker, colleague, mentor. Quick shout out to him.
Shout out,
definitely
bro.
would not be here without him.
Yeah, he's amazing. I see the videos you guys post.
Yeah.
I used to do martial arts, so like I was real flexible. So when I see that, like, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's more. You guys motivate me to get, eventually get back there. Yeah. But it's dope to see you guys.
Exactly.
I was a goalie.
I did splits a couple times.
I had to get into the split real quick.
The whole purpose is to decrease the discrepancy between active and passive range of motion.
So
that's the whole purpose. How
did you get into that from, being the athlete that you were, basketball? I know you played soccer too, because a lot of people probably might not know you're Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
So I know your father was a big soccer and basketball fan. How did you go from being an athlete where it's like, what is the word I'm trying to say? Like a football and basketball, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Strength and conditioning?
No,
athleticism?
No. What's the word I'm looking for? They're contact sports. How you go from like a contact sport to go to like more of a mobility, a focus of that.
So I started off as a personal trainer at Export, the one in Logan. I remember one dude, big, swole dude, was on the treadmill. He was just like, he asked me a question. He was just like, what makes you stand out from all the other trainers here? And I was just like, well, damn, like, I do like weight loss, like, I'm good at what I do, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, but like everybody else here can do weight loss and everything you just named. And that just really made me think. I was like, damn, like I really do have to do something to make myself stand out.
Focus,
because my number one fear in life is being average. Like I can't stand that. So again, it was just another thing to like, how do I get to the top pretty much? And I noticed, I looked around and I saw that there was only like one trainer that really focused on recovery. And I'm just like, oh, damn, like that's really cool. Like, a lot more about the body. Like I can be a lot more successful if I add this to my repertoire. So I started hanging around him, shadowed him, and I saw that I really liked it. So I kind of learned from him, got connected with a bunch of physical therapists, chiros, and because a lot of my clients had issues. You know, I became the dude for, you know, just like, yo, I need PT exercises.
Like me.
Yeah, like, yo, I need corrective exercise. Like, go see Thomas or whatever it was. So I would run into a lot of brick walls because my clients would have a lot of issues. And last October, I met Sonny, and he came to where I was working currently at the time, Willis Tower, and Tone Fitness in the Willis Tower. So he came, he showcased like what he does to all the trainers.
And was that independently that he was doing?
Yeah, so I mean, he had his own business like going on for several years, like 7 or 8 years out in the burbs. And I really liked what he did. They offered him a job on the spot, and my thing is like I always want to have to ask questions. And, you know, I didn't really feel like there was many individuals that I can ask questions to that I can like learn from. So when I
flex. Slight flex.
So, I mean, and I saw that I can learn a lot from him.
Right.
So I was just like, yo, bro, like I'm sticking by your hip until I'm good. And
that's smart.
I mean, a year later, I'm still like we're working together.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean that's how I got into it. With him, when I was hitting those brick walls, he was showing me that there was a completely different style of training. So what everybody's used to, like, you know, where we're from and all that, is more Western strength and conditioning,
right.
Where we do more Eastern style. So more of like, you know, Chinese, Bulgarian, Russian, you know, a lot of the systems that they use out there, and with the beliefs that they have and with the things we do, we produce a lot better results than a lot of the PTs here, chiros here.
So I was gonna ask this. So is that why you didn't like go towards the kind of the PT route and like the school route? Because I know a lot of people. I know they require more now. I think it's a master's to get your like to be a physical trainer now.
A personal trainer
or physical trainer. Like a
you need your.
I believe it's a master. Yeah, doctors now. Yeah, doctors now. So they're considered. So a lot of people are deflecting from being
actual like physical therapy.
Yeah. So is that kind of a reason why you didn't?
No, honestly, man. Like I was going to school at the time, and I noticed that I was making a decent amount of money training. Expert was just giving me raises, so I was just like, damn, I feel like this is slowing me down a little bit. So I took some time away from school to just like focus on training and make money.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just kept getting better and better every single year.
And you learned at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like I love what I do, and I mean, I've come to realize that a piece of paper doesn't mean a damn thing anymore. It's more about. I mean, it's really all about who you know and
YouTube University,
exactly. Exactly. And the biggest thing too is like medicine is always kind of like changing, but a lot of the medical professionals or people in that industry, once they get that piece of paper that says MD, it's like they're done.
Yeah,
and it's just like there's always things to continue to keep learning. Right. So why are you just stopping? You know.
With I know this was one of Reef's notes that he got over there with like weed be becoming like illegal this year, and I know there's medical marijuana going on. Do you deal with a lot of older patients that use that kind of as a relief? Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of the patients that I have are pretty much settling down with life at this point. You know, kind of just live life to the fullest and hanging out. So a lot of the times they're, you know, during the summertime, you know, on the boat at Lake Michigan, you know, spending a good amount of time with their friends at their club and stuff like that. So they use it for
sounds like a good life, retired life.
Exactly.
Retired life.
That's pretty much what it is. So I mean, they use it for recreational and also, I mean, to help them with pain and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
but I mean, everybody likes to have fun, especially when you ain't working. Why not?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's. I think I spoke about it on the episode. It was new to me. Trying it like for medical use, because when I tore my Achilles, I would have like anxiety attacks off the Norcos and like the painkillers, you know. So like the weed, it fucked me up in the beginning because it was something I didn't like. The anxiety was there too, but then it also like I didn't complain about knee problem for months. So, I mean, like the
biggest thing with weed is that, I mean, in terms of the nervous system, you have your parasympathetic system and your sympathetic. So either fight or flight. So I mean, with the marijuana, it helps relax the body, and a lot of times we're always in high stress. So that just helps individuals completely relax, and their sympathetic system is not completely through the roof.
There you go, Reef. I know a lot of people, use it just to, in different ways too, because there's flour, there's different methods that people use. They also, now I see people that have like balms that they use for their joints. CBD is used as well.
We kind of use those. We use a lot of, my guy loves using like the Asian oils. He does all the soft tissue work. Bro, he got some shit like 15 times stronger than Tiger Balm.
Like Tiger Balm, you can get over the counter.
Mr. Woodlock is what y'all need to get though, bro. Y'all can get it in Argyle for like $14.
I need that.
Every person I show that to, damn, bro, I put that on my knees.
Yeah, I definitely need to use that shit.
Yeah, a lot of them just marijuana, whatever it is. They just have fun with it. And a lot of the things that we preach is building awareness with the body. And if marijuana helps relax the body and you can be more aware of what's going on when we're asking you to do these workouts, then it helps you. So you can use it as an aid. It's just like anything else, as long as you're responsible with it and use it for the right purpose.
I know you. So on your bio on Instagram, if you guys don't, you could tell them where to follow you.
He does bio now. It says bio.
Yeah, I like to break it down. You're a
functional range conditioning.
Functional range conditioning.
So
is that your focus? Is that the, I guess, the practice of
That's the system that we use. So if you guys are interested in the system that I use to train, it's functional range conditioning or functional range systems. Whichever one they are on Instagram. But you guys can look into them, and that'll give you a lot more information about like what I do. You can guys check out their Instagram page and stuff like that. But they focus more on just mobility.
Are they a company or?
Yeah, they're a whole certification. So just like NASM, ACE.
Okay.
And how have you worked with them like personally, or have it just been like business? And...
so they go all around the world and do their certification. So I flew out to California to do mine. It was like 2 days, 8 hours a day.
Oh, nice.
They teach you a whole bunch. I know that they're doing Zoom stuff now.
Right.
But this was pre-COVID when I had went. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, pre-COVID when I went, and 2-day certification, and it's all about just continuing to read, because a lot of people just get a piece of paper and say, again, they just stop. Yeah,
right. And everything like with medicine as well, like with injuries, like surgeries are getting more and more advanced every year. Yeah. Like I've from experience from one surgery to the next, I've recovered faster with different doctors or different techniques. But also I feel like with different therapists, they focus on different things. This last therapist I had, we kind of focused on like our hips, kind of like keeping our body centered and
like a big thing that I see with Western medicine is if you go to a surgeon.
She was Asian, so she
knew what was up,
bro. And I kind of felt bad. Like I was like, I wanted to ask like a question, and it kind of felt like it was being kind of like racist, or what's the word? Whatever the word is.
Right.
But I was like, do you know Tai Chi? She had me doing some shit like that I did in karate as a kid, though.
Okay.
But it was just like really, I was more sore doing like small stretches and stuff like that with her than doing the leg press and band work like crazy.
So again, like with surgeons and stuff like that, if you go to a surgeon and be like, "Yo, surgeon, like doc, my shoulder hurts when I do this," they're gonna be like, "Okay,
let me cut you up." Right?
We can cut you up. We can do surgery A or B, and it's just like, it's a mechanical issue. It's nothing structurally wrong with it. So a lot of the times, surgeon just milked you of the money. After you get surgery, what happens? Then now you got to go to the pharmacy. Yep. They're going to milk you for pills. Then you got to go to PT. Then you get handed to a shitty trainer. Then you get injured all over again. And then you're back in the cycle.
You just like explain my last 10 years of my life. I swear to God. That's literally what happened to me. And I feel like, so again, it's probably your first time watching. I've tore my ACL, my Achilles, both my ACLs. So I'm off balance. So I feel like that's why I'm like going from one injury to the next, because my body is just leaning on one side.
And you've also pissed blood too. Don't forget to mention that.
What?
Eric Andre show.
He pissed blood, everybody. Yeah, I pissed blood when I was a senior because I got tackled in the air from a fucking.
His shit fucked up.
Oh, we really talking about that?
Hey,
nah, he fucked up.
up. Like
I was on a fast break, and a dude clipped me underneath here, and
Exploded his gallbladder.
There's no recovery for dude.
kidneys was just like pissing
Throw
blood.
his ass in the casket right now.
Look at Bruno. No,
blood is
like,
sicko mode.
Unfortunately, I think I'm injury prone for
Been
sure.
through the ringer.
I've been through, yeah. So but I always catch myself off balance as well. Like I remember at export one time, I go to catch the ball in the post. Well, I slip. I'm damn, what the fuck? But my ankle rolled. No one touched me. No one touched me.
On the back down or on just off the catch?
Look, I catch it, and took one, and my ankle was like weak or something. I guess maybe my muscles or something were
And
weak.
your ankle fell like your phone just did?
Exactly. And, and it was like that.
Hit
But
the floor.
I'm starting to, now that I've been following you on Instagram, it's making me like really dive into like really focusing on balance and strengthening on my core.
You be at home trying to do handstands.
But yeah, I really like I said, I posted it earlier. I wish you could have been I wish you were older than me 10 years for that. But just to get me, right, because the last 10 years, like you said, that cycle is no joke, bro.
One thing I like to say is people think it's like what they are doing that's causing them the injury. It's not what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. And they're just not taking care of their bodies.
Yeah.
Sleep is important, right?
Indeed. Recovery.
I'm
How
glad you said that. What would you say your style is? Is it more centered or focused on recovery or prevention? Or is it kind of one and the same?
Can't really prevent anything, so mitigation is what I would call it.
Okay,
and I mean it's
safe.
I would say I am the bridge in between. The system that I use is the bridge between rehab and training. Okay. I mean, it's mobility movement specialist. I mean,
so would you say after someone finishes rehab, come to me, or come to me for rehab?
You want to get right.
Me and my colleague can. I mean, we've had individuals that go to the top chiros, PTs, and they don't have any relief. And once they're done with 1 or 2 sessions with us, they felt better than they've ever felt before. I mean, we have. Hopefully next week, me and my guy have the CEO of Illinois Bone and Joint Institute coming to see us.
Nice.
And that's the CEO of Illinois Bone and Joint. They can't fix him.
Yeah.
So
Is there a do you see yourself involved in the industry beef type stuff where doctors and chiropractors and personal
we're
trainers
better
are?
and you're better? And
No, I mean, I think the big issue is that we just don't come together and figure everything out. Everybody's just so segregated in what they do.
and prideful.
Like, I'm
in their-
movement,
their
I'm a
practice.
surgeon, I'm a pharmacist. It's like, no, if we all come together and meld all these great ideas together, we can come up with a really great system.
Yeah.
Or we can just look what they did in the East. Because, everybody's just trying to go forward with medicine. And it's been around for thousands of years. In order to really understand what is going on with yourself, you got to go back in time.
Every time you say a word, I just think of a question. So you said 1,000 years, and then you talked about the Eastern training. What's some of the when you were diving into that Eastern style of things, where you're just like, whoa, that's completely different, or that's just weird as shit. What was one of the weirdest styles? The fact that it worked.
Even was it uncomfortable at first?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's real comfortable. You catching cramps. It's a very intense style of training. And the thing that works is when you think of recovery work, you think foam rolling and all these other things. But if you think about it, you've never done it because why? The shit don't work.
Yeah.
That's why you don't do it. But when my guy was giving me things that caused me pain, I was doing the exercises because they truly just made me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I saw progression. I saw relief. I felt relief instantly. And it was just insane to see how something so simple just gave me so much relief. And it just made so much sense.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing is most people focus on the muscle. Movement stems from the joint, so you have to take care of something at the deepest level. The joint is going to be the issue, not the muscle.
Do joint pills work? Like
you-
those, like you go to GMC, it's like this is for joint. So like,
I mean,
that's my favorite question to ask.
It all depends. I mean, if
It's a
they
terrible
are
question
valid,
too, by the way.
if they are valid,
Like, he's like,
it's a
joint
supplement.
pills.
It's a supplement.
Like a
So,
supplement, but it'll be like for your
think of
joints,
it,
you know, like
it's a supplement. It's used for assistance. It's not the main ingredient to joint health and longevity.
Right, so don't just be walking around.
Popping joint pills, you feel me?
that is funny. What was I about to say?
Shit, well, you talked about going back, you know what I'm saying?
As far as going forward, is there like tech that you like to use or anything,
You know, modern that you like to use in your training techniques to help you or assist you, or that people can use themselves, shit like that.
No, but I definitely think that the next generational thing would be adding technology into the equation for recovery. Think a lot of the biggest neglect right now, I feel like, is geriatrics. A lot of individuals don't train the geriatrics on people who like really can't move.
What is that?
Older
Old people who
individuals
really can't move.
Yeah, old people who really can't move.
True.
So I mean, it's just, I mean, if you think about it,
Somebody
nobody
had a bar
really
about that.
knows, or I wouldn't say knows, but nobody really trains from a laying down position. How do you train an old person to roll over comfortably?
Yeah.
How do you train a geriatric to get out of bed comfortably? Because those are things that hurt individuals. I mean, you're probably hurting yourself a lot.
Yeah.
In the morning.
I heard every single day.
So I mean, I can see technology definitely moving in that way.
And okay, so
man. I was thinking about, you said he hurts himself getting out of bed. He was talking about waking up with his ears hurting.
I don't know about that one. Like, I got no information for waking up and your ears hurt.
nah, my for real, you've never felt that.
No,
Let me ask. Hold on. I'm gonna ask you again. Have y'all ever slept? Like, it's not even slept so long, but have you ever slept and your ears sore? Like legit. Like maybe because I've seen, you know. You never.
Hey,
Talking
Bruce
about
spoke.
on
He
the
spoke.
inside.
It's like it's sensitive. You ever touch that motherfucker? You like you wake up early.
What's wrong with your ass? You sleepwalk, nigga.
Ran into something. Nah,
Bruce said, no, boy.
nah, that shit. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He knows.
Words on the podcast.
No, boy. We're gonna get Bruce a t-shirt. No, boy. No, boy.
Facts. Oh, shit.
So, you know, with everything going on with COVID this year and like affecting businesses and gyms being closed, did that affect like you with your personal clientele? And
Definitely. I mean, we took a hit in the beginning, but I mean, everybody's getting a little bit more comfortable going in, and we're definitely following COVID-19 guidelines and all those things for returning back, making sure we're cleaning everything, have enough time for people to, you know, making sure that there's no traffic. So having a decent gap in between clients.
was it
And all we do is one-on-one too. So.
that's what I was gonna say. So was it more of the gym regulations, or was it? I mean, of course you're following like city guidelines, but was it something that does your gym offer, like, you know, masks, like, you know, like
we don't work in the gym. So
No?
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, my guy Sonny has had his
own space,
like pretty much office space, for like 7-8 years, and he's been at his current location for about 2 or 3 now.
Okay.
So I mean, it's literally just us two in there.
Oh, nice.
So somebody said, I saw him on the Run It Back podcast, and I want him to train me. How do they make that happen?
They can just hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you the scheduling link, and you can just schedule yourself.
And everything's at your space there?
So we work in the North Shore area. It's right off of Willow Road, down 94. It's like 25 minutes from the city, so it's not too far. Right by like Botanical Gardens. So like 10 minutes from there.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes closer to the city from Botanical.
Right.
Is I know you say you've been working with your partner for like the last
About a
year.
Yeah.
Is what he has going on a goal for you as well, opening up your own gym?
I mean, both of us are like in this end all be all. I mean,
So you guys are looking into like
we're
grow
like
this
long-term.
locked in?
Pretty much.
Okay,
Like,
so this is
pretty
something you
much-
guys want to grow together?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something that he's been working on building for quite some time, and he came to a point last year that he realized in order to expand what he was creating, that he needed to add a person to the team. So he hired me.
Nice.
Okay.
And someone
growing it together.
And someone with the same vision who believes it makes it
exactly.
It makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I mean, where I saw myself in 7 years is exactly where he's at, or was at a year ago, and I mean, he's continuing to grow. But I mean, he's shortening the hell out of that.
Right, so you got a little head start.
Exactly. So
right.
I mean, the most important thing is like we're a team, so we're doing it together.
Right.
Have you guys? I know you guys do Instagram videos. Have you guys got into like the YouTube, like mobility stretches and just? I know you do clips yourself. But
yeah, I mean, honestly, I really just try to do it more so on Instagram because I feel like athletes just need to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, the stuff that most people are used to doing, it really. You're not doing the best thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can be more efficient with your time with this style of training. So,
right.
I just want to get it out there because I'm sick and tired of seeing athletes get injured with the same thing over and over and over again. And
do you see injuries have gone up? I feel like ACLs are more common than before. I feel like more, like Achilles
ACLs
injuries
and Achilles
are like really. I think it's maybe the focus. More people are probably strength training.
I think individuals should do more strength training.
Okay, or I'm saying weight training. Well, like I'm probably thinking more. They're probably doing
they're
more
just
weight
not
training.
focusing on taking care of the joint. I mean, again, movement stems from the joint. They're just focusing on muscle.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, most of the time they're doing things as a task rather than doing something with intention. You know what I mean? So
I can see that.
And I asked you to do a pull up, but you're gonna do whatever it takes
to
do a pull
to
up.
pull up. Yeah.
And if I sit there and I say, "Hey, I want you to do a pull up," and I only want you to pull up from your biceps, that
you have me lost. Yeah,
well, you're now doing something with intention, rather than just doing something aimlessly. So.
Do it with intention. You could take that in any part of life.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like when you say that, when you focus on something, that's when you're more more likely to succeed in it. When you're, like when you're tunnel vision. So that same, I feel like it applies to muscles as well. When you focus on that one muscle or that one joint, you're able to get the result.
Yeah. So that's neurological control. I mean, it's basically the message that has to start from the spinal cord to the brain, back down to what you want to send, and repeat the process all over again.
Have you got into like accident or like major injury, like patients where someone's recovering from like a car accident or?
We get all type. We get sciatica. We've had individuals that come up to us and like, "Yo, my doctor told me I can't walk for 6 weeks."
Mm-hmm.
We've had. We get individuals with 2 shoulder replacements, double hip replacement, knee replacement. We get it all, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, most of our clients see doctors and PTs that can't really help them, and they come to see us, and we're usually the hidden gem. Yeah. We're usually the hidden gem.
You spoke off camera earlier about like working with high schoolers, in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if you had working with you as a high schooler, it would have made a huge difference?
The individuals that Sonny's been working with for years, and the ones that I just recently started working with, they've never had any injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so they're just very aware of their body because that's what we coach them to do. Whenever they feel something is a little off, they just let us know and we get them to overcome it.
Right.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing that holds athletes back is their injuries. Think about it. An athlete is never 100%.
Yeah.
Right. There's always some type of nagging injury.
Coach Kruger used to say, "You either hurt or you're injured."
Yeah, exactly. So I played basketball the other month, without any pain. I'm able to play basketball without any pain, without knee pain, without ankle pain.
And you had pain before when you.
Oh hell yeah! You know how it is.
Yeah.
But ever since integrating the system and Sonny's tissue work, his tissue work is phenomenal.
Yeah.
With those two things combined together, I've been healed.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine playing basketball, or imagine playing sports with no pain.
Right.
Some people can't even imagine that.
Right. So I'm like,
You gotta watch what you say sometimes because those are like shots at my heart when you say shit like that. People can't imagine that. You're supposed to look at me like that because I walk every day with pain, like legit every single day with pain.
when we coach, like the way my wrist is fucked up, when I shoot, like and my elbow, I broke it when I was a kid, and then just being a baseball player and throwing different because of it, just wore on my elbow, and shooting. Oh my gosh! There's times where I'm in the gym, I just can't get shots up.
Oh Lord.
We old, bro.
Damn. Y'all ain't even 30.
Nah, we not.
Not
He
yet.
said, no, I'm not 30.
Do you have you seen your athleticism, your game, like your basketball? So you're a big athlete. I see you when you were at Export, you were hooping all the time in there, and you've always been like above average athlete when it comes to athleticism, jumping. And do you feel like can you jump higher now?
Yeah. I feel a lot lighter. I feel a lot springier. Most importantly, I don't have any nagging discomfort or pain holding me back.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I played basketball with no discomfort. It was like probably 8 months since I played. Just been focusing on mobility stuff. It was like a 5-minute walk to the basketball rim, and that was my warm up. I was just like, yo, I feel loose as hell right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I went up for a couple layups, like went 80%, and like everything felt good. I was like, damn, like I can hoop with like no discomfort. This is weird.
Right.
But it was just really hard to wrap my head around, and definitely played around with it a lot. Definitely got jumped as high as I could, experimented everything I used to do, and was able to do it a lot better. I feel like. So.
Wow.
Do you hoop as much as you used to, or
No,
not?
not at all. I work a lot more now.
It's hard, that balance, right? I remember that change, that transition from.
It's hard, but I really like what I do. It's fun. I don't really feel. The only part of my day I feel like I'm working is when I never wake up to the sun. I'm always waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And how long is usually your day? Do you have like training sessions throughout the whole day? Do you cut it off 4 p.m., 5 p.m.? Do you
We get an average about like 8 to 10 sessions Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
We're usually in office or at the clinic, whatever you want to call it, from like 6 a.m. till like 5, 6 p.m.
Oh,
Monday
nice.
through Saturday.
And how long is usually a session with each? Does it vary with each patient?
No,
Or
every
each-
session is about 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Okay.
And how do you start your sessions? Warm up? Is it straight into stretching?
So, everything we do is just depending on, my style of training and his tissue work is made to enhance what that individual is doing. So you're not going to say you play basketball and you got games and practice. You're not going to come see me and I'm going to make you super sore and that inhibits you from performing on the court. Like that's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm there to aid you and enhance what you're already doing. So, you walk in depending on how you feel. Like
Trying to
we
activate
keep
those
logs
muscles.
of
maybe.
everything that we've been doing, and by all my clients, me and my guy know all of their ailments. So it's pretty much just like let's pick up where we left off. The training style that we do, they're never regressing.
Okay.
Right? It's always continuous progression. So
I think.
I had 2 questions. What would you say? Damn, I'm just gonna ask the second one. So, as a basketball coach, I know that I went to a couple trainings and things, and they talked about how you need to kind of run before you stretch. Like stretch is more kind of for stretching, because in the traditional sense, people would stretch, and then get stretch to get loose, and then get the blood flowing, and then start practice. Static stretching.
I was going
right.
to ask the same
Static
question.
stretching. So, like, as a basketball coach, what would you suggest?
I know it.
He worked in the gym. He was in the gym. He was in the.
How would you suggest a high school basketball coach have their 17 to 18-year-old athletes start their practice?
start their practice more with CARs, controlled articulated rotations. I just put up an Instagram post of me doing CARs all the way from the neck all the way down to the toes. So you guys can take a look at that. But CARs is going to be much better for anybody in general. I mean, whether if you're going through an injury, athlete, whomever, you're taking that joint and you're moving it through its entire range of motion. So CARs stand for controlled articulated rotation. So
What's an example of one of those movements?
I mean, so a neck car would be putting your cervical spine through its entire rotation. So cervical flexion, rotation towards the left, lateral bend towards the left, extension, lateral bend towards the right, and rotation back down into cervical flexion.
That was some of the best stretches we had on
rotate.
Saturdays after
remember?
football games.
So
Oh my gosh. We
So
were in heaven.
I'm gonna talk about another injury I had. I had a cervical sprain in high school. How the hell did I get it? I don't remember.
I don't know.
We were playing football though. So like the joke was like, oh, his cervix is sprained, his pussy hurts. You know football. You know, oh, his pussy hurts. Get him a tampon. And I'm like, oh, my cervical sprain, you know, whatever.
Facts.
But it was a neck injury that
I think I told you a doctor was lying to you.
Yeah.
We had to Google. He pulled up the Google of like, no, your cervix is in your neck.
I'm like, bro, I have a cervix sprain. Hell nah, bro. Or cervical sprain. I have a cervical sprain. No. But yeah, those were kind of the best stretches that we had. That was a joke.
Stretching your cervix, man.
If anybody, hey, listen. If anybody needs their cervix stretch, my man.
Dial 1-800 running back.
1-800 running back.
Hey, my boy over here, he is a mobility specialist. And get you moving in the right places.
Head behind the leg, like you said. How did we get here?
I think it's dope that
Those stretches were dope.
the running back. I think it's dope that you do both athletes and just your regular guy going through shit. But tell us how you like started this shit. What got you into it? Was it like from childbirth? You were like, all right, fuck it, man. I need to feel better. Like when I'm already like, or was it like something through high school you realized? Or what was that key thing that kind of hit you?
I'd never liked being average. So when I started playing like high school basketball, I mean, I just didn't like that. I wasn't getting much playing time on varsity freshman year. Yeah. A lot of it was
you were in the gym a lot. I remember.
I mean, that bugged the hell out of me. So I mean, my whole thing was just get more playing time. And that was just being in the gym. Once I turned 16, I mean, I played travel basketball. My parents were pretty much tired of driving me all over the place. Grandma was getting older, so she pretty much just like let me use gave me the car.
Yeah.
So I was able to, go to the gym at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning before class, go to school, go to basketball practice, go back to the gym, copy someone's homework, and do it over again the next day.
Using all of your resources.
Yeah, but I mean, the gym is pretty much what kept me sane. Once I stopped hooping, once I stopped going to the gym, I pretty much, I started just doing a lot of dumb shit, lost focus.
You went to school from you hoop?
So I played for Luther. I played just a semester. A lot of shit just didn't work out for the team.
Did
before,
you get injured? Did you got injured?
Literally before the first game, we had like 13 dudes like quit the season.
Oh shit!
Like that.
What was that? D2, D3?
D3, small Division III school in Decorah, Iowa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that.
So you was instantly starting shit.
Huh?
So you was instantly starting when 13 people quit.
Or you quit with the 13?
I was done with them. I mean, the whole system was just it was. I mean, that's a whole different story. I mean, that was when Trump just started getting the whole president thing, and there's only like 2.5 black people at the school.
It was one of those.
Yeah, it was one of those.
How is that? Like, I know you work with, you're in the suburbs, so I'm sure you work with primarily more white people. Do you feel like that's a challenge being a black man?
Definitely, for sure. I mean, but I like it though because it's just like
you said, you don't want to be average, so it's another challenge.
I mean, it's dope. It's a little nerve wracking, but at the end of the day, nobody can help you with your issues but me and my guy Sonny. So it's just I don't give a damn what you think. If I'm black, blue, purple, I'm here to help you. You feel better. I care less what you think about me. But I mean, it has been a little bit difficult to have to speak a lot differently.
Okay.
When you're working with different types of
like
graphics.
people say, like your corporate voice. You know,
Exactly.
when some people answer the phone, it's my girl be. I mean, who the fuck? Who is that? who just spoke right now? You know, I'm on the phone. That sounds like a whole.
What's that one movie with that one dude? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, please, God, no. I could do a 20-minute dissertation.
You know,
Trash ass movie.
What movie is that called?
Man, I know it's with the dinosaurs and shit, and they turn into like T-Rexes.
No. It's the black dude, and he's on the phone.
I know he picks up the voice, and his voice is like
turns into a white dude. Yeah. That movie
spirals into
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
There it goes.
Oh no! I'm thinking of the dude who pretended he was part of the KKK. Remember the black officer?
Oh yeah.
I thought you talking about that. He was pretending he was white.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It gets pretty stupid.
That movie's funny as hell.
But he was changing his voice. That's what it
he
was.
was changing his white,
Yeah,
white voice.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hell yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That was when I asked you earlier. Was it uncomfortable? That was the question I asked. Like,
Yeah,
not physically. I know as an athlete,
Yeah.
we challenge ourselves. So like when someone puts us in a different position, we're like, I can do this. I'm sure you were like, I can do it. You know,
like as far as the exercises,
as the exercises.
like was it comfortable like physically or mentally?
I would say mentally, like going into something, trying something new. You know,
I mean, it was different. I mean, I did recovery work as a trainer, so I mean,
true,
my mindset was, I mean, it's a little bit different than 100% athlete. I mean, this is athlete who is now a trainer, like gained a little bit more knowledge and awareness about the body versus like just an athlete just goes and just does shit.
Right. That was my question. How would you say your mentality as an athlete played into being kind of the partner in this business and growing and getting into this completely different, like away from the Western style and getting into this Eastern style of training and not prevention, like you said, but like this whole different type of movement?
I feel like my athlete mentality has always, like, I've always felt like a motor when I've been on the basketball court. I feel like I can just continue to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about life too. Like I can just keep continuing to push and keep going, and if I feel and see that my body feels a lot better, it's like I'm gonna continue and keep pushing. About
You see results.
hell yeah. I mean, and everybody's gonna receive results. When you saw results, I'm like, did something on you for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
really, yeah.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's and like I said, you're gonna want to do more because it makes you feel better. And you went away for 5 minutes and you came back like a little puppy. Like, let me do that again.
My ass, without even realizing, I was slowly scooting back with the shoulder,
like you said, he's gonna do 2.
He did say that. He was like, "You want another one?" Yeah. Wait a couple minutes.
I'm ready.
So I mean that, and that's the thing. It's just like a lot of the things that the individuals have given you before is just like you don't really do them because you don't see much results. But just doing something with intention to heal something instead of just mindlessly doing it.
I changed my kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll be missing all my words. I know what I'm saying. I kind of changed the focus of my recovery.
Okay.
Like I've been telling everybody, like, we always work out, lift weights, heavy weights, do the squats, do the leg press, and do the leg extensions and all that. I felt like my body was 2 different pieces rather than being one whole piece.
What you mean your body was 2 different pieces?
So like my top of the body was
your upper body and lower body.
My upper body and lower body were not
connected,
balanced.
Okay.
So I felt like it was 2 different.
You were off center.
I was off center.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted to get my body
more.
So like when I tell people, like I was telling my little cousin at the gym, his dad was like, "Damn, you look like you've been losing weight." I was like, "Yeah, but if you see me in there, you're not gonna see me squatting. You're gonna see me doing all the girl workouts." He's like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "You're gonna see me with the bands. You're gonna see me doing some just smaller, focused just workouts. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing too, is a lot of people start to do those things when their body is screaming at them. And they don't really listen to the body at all.
Your
body yelling at your ass right now.
Say, yo, my screams.
You know, like the body whispers to you sometimes because I know that ACL didn't start off just like it just snapped. Like you was definitely like, damn, my knee after the game, and then you were just like, fuck it, I just play basketball. Just what it is.
That knee was hurting for like 4 years.
It snapped.
No, what happened was I think I tore my meniscus on a play.
You think you tore it?
I know I did. I felt the pop, and I couldn't put pressure on it. I sat out, and I was like, I could come back in. I came back in. I took one step. That my fucking surgeon told me it looked like they threw my ACL in the blender. That is his exact words. So he was going through. He said, "Holy shit!" Because the speed. I went to go for a steal, and like my knee locked. My knee locked like that, but all my weight. My body went forward and my knee went in and just.
So the meniscus was on the Euro and then the ACL was the steel.
The steel.
The meniscus hit the Euro. Said,
turnover.
That's funny. No, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people just don't listen to their bodies. I mean, you have all these little discomforts, aches, and pains, but we're so wrapped around with what we're doing with everything else in life that we don't really listen to what our body's telling us to do. And usually with guys too. I usually don't get guys coming to us until they're calling on the floor.
Yeah. Would you say like your typical gym, like you would say like don't go to that, like come to me instead?
Like no, I mean it's more so
like an export versus you.
No, I mean it's more so come see me so I can help enhance what you're already doing. Okay. I mean, whatever it is that you're doing, me and Sonny can help you enhance what you're already doing. I mean, our training style is more designed to, again, just aid you and make you better in what you're doing. Make sure that you are training for mitigation of all of your ailments, your injuries, and make sure everything is smooth and sailing.
So we've talked about the body and that part of what you do. Can we talk about business for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
So we've had people on who are kind of their own boss and set their own prices, things like that. And they say they start off at one price until they really understand their value, and then they bump their price. Did you have to go through that as a trainer, or is that something that?
Shit, when I was at Export, they was getting this man promotion on promotion. How could you not?
So by the time you got into this, you already knew your value because you had climbed the ladder at Export, or
honestly,
was it a little different?
Man, like. I didn't really understand my value till like 3-4 months ago. I would say until I really like fully grasped like full confidence and just been able to like put myself on the platform and be like, yo, like this is what I do and this is what I do. This is why what I do is superior to what you're used to seeing.
Is it hard? Was it hard to say that out loud at that point? Where just like what I do is better than what you're doing? Because you know how that sounds.
Well, results don't lie as well either.
There's a way to say it. I mean, the training style that we do is just it's more superior. I mean,
now you're really comfortable saying it.
I mean, I'm really comfortable saying it because I mean, most of the time individuals just have opinions. Like, I mean, I can sit here and I can give you the facts for that. I can show you the research behind what I said is true. And I mean, most of the times you ask somebody else, they're just going to be like,
you probably should do this.
That's what they've been saying for this amount of time. Why they've been saying that?
Do you want to go? Have you been across to like China or even just in Asia? I would love to. And just like dive into those practices. Hell yeah. Is that something? That
is something I definitely want to do one day. I mean, I'll get to a point where I can do that one day.
Now it's just work.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm 24. Just keep grinding, keep getting exposed, keep working. And
where do you see this going with you and your partner? Like, what is like when you sit here and like sit down with him and like your end goal? Like, is it just mass public awareness where everyone's really learning this, or is it where like we're offering, with awareness comes with that, but we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, or is it availability? Is it awareness or availability?
It's more so being the epitome of training. Okay. I mean, we don't want to franchise because we're all about quality. So I mean, we don't. I mean, it's hard to trust other individuals
to run your business.
Exactly.
Right?
and you're trusting them with other people. You're trusting them with people's bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's one of those things where we're pretty much just going to keep it between us two and maybe
Personal,
a couple other people down the road. Both of us see each other. I mean, as a company, we're definitely, him and I have designed a way where we can call out future injuries of everybody based on the way that you rotate. So we can tell you based off of the way that you stand, how your joints move. We can predict every movement that you do throughout the entire day.
Nice.
And that stems from functional range conditioning. But him and I during COVID, we just got into a bunch of rabbit holes with the body, and that's how we figured that out. So we definitely want to write a couple books on that once we expand on it. Definitely want to come up with one certification in the near future. In the future.
I'll let you finish.
What else? Definitely training professional athletes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was gonna say that I know a lot of people with Instagram getting more and more, like business used, right? Like more people are using it for business and using it as a bigger platform. You know, like the guy Lethal Shooter, who like
that's the question I was about to ask.
They're calling him like, "Hey, you're coming to fix my shot," or like, "Is that what you guys want?" Like, where it's like, I need Tommy. It's like Hitch. Like, like people like he's the matchmaker.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see professional athletes being like, "Yo, like, I'm gonna be on road, in this area for a little bit. Can you come by? I'll pay you a couple G's to stay for a couple days or whatever it is." I can definitely see that happening because the MLB uses the system.
Yeah,
80% of the MLB utilizes the system. And 80% of their strength and conditioning program is mobility movement specialist training.
Yeah,
makes sense for that sport.
Because they're not a
it makes sense
for life. Yeah.
So I mean,
it makes sense for that sport to do it first. I'll say is what I mean because it makes sense all around.
Baseball swing, a baseball mechanic is pretty much the same as a hockey swing.
Very true. And
a golf.
I mean, there's so, I mean,
I can see golf actually getting into it really early too.
Yeah,
kick is very similar.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of trunk rotation there.
I mean, there's a lot of rotation everywhere. Yeah. So I mean, I see
some shooting coaches tell you
it's not more so I can train baseball players or basketball players. It's like show me what you do, and I know the mechanic. I can help you.
Yeah, right. the focus on that.
Exactly. So I look at more of the mechanic of things rather than the sport, and looking at what exercise you need for to better your swing. It's more so, okay, I see that for your swing you lack external rotation or you're lacking hip rotation. So how can I help you get more hip rotation and watch that carry over to a better baseball swing?
And that's how you end up working with
sports
traditional hitting coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Traditional hitting coach says your hips are not right, and bring you in, get the hips right.
Exactly. So, I mean, I've partnered up with not partnered up, but I've spoken to a few strength and conditioning coaches.
Hector, I've seen you've been working out with Hector, right?
Hector trains. I'm not sure if he's a strength and condition. I think he has a CSCS. I'm not sure. But I mean, Hector's definitely educational. It helps a lot of individuals with like his niche, which is a lot of weight loss and a lot of the vanity. And I mean, if you're into that, like by all means, like that's your guy. I do a lot more of the like movement training. Okay. I'm not really interested in the vanity. I mean, there's individuals like Hector for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's individuals like me for movement.
And that's why you guys work together.
Gunshots.
That's why you guys. That's why you guys work together just to learn.
Exactly. I mean, if he has individuals with injuries that he can send to me, or if he has any questions, he asked me. I know he got his FRC certification a couple weeks ago, so he's definitely continuing to learn and grow in that mindset as well.
How do you like working with not just speaking on him and individually, but just working with other styles and just different trainers? Yeah, different trainers.
A lot of the trainers that we work with, I don't really work with many in the city. It's more so like out there. The kids that we work with have their skills coaches. A lot of the adults that we have already have their trainers as well. So like we just communicate with their skills coach, with their trainer, like, yo, when they're training, watch out for these things, and that's pretty much the relationship that we have with the trainer. So, and that's how I would like to keep it too. I mean, especially when we link up with like college coaches and stuff like that. When I linked up with the few that I met, it was pretty much just like, yo, like I want you to look at my program and help me my athletes out with mobility training. It wasn't like I want you to write my program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
How would you say your program would benefit a bodybuilder, for example, somebody who's competing in physique competitions?
So when it comes into bodybuilding, I think if I'm not mispronouncing his name, John Quint, you guys can follow and find him on Instagram. FRC is utilized for everything, for bodybuilding, mobility training, for sports. You can use it for whatever. It's just the practice of being a better human. And you're taking your joints and moving them through its entire range of motion. So before you become a dope ass athlete, you better be a dope ass human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, because athletes are considered superhumans, right? So you better be good at moving everything.
Right.
So sorry, what was the question? Kind of went off topic.
How would it benefit?
Oh, benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, just that being said, I mean,
Right,
training
yeah.
to be a better human. So, I mean, it would benefit anybody in literally any way possible. So, a bodybuilder, neurologically, I mean, mind to muscle connection, right? If you're doing a chest press and you notice that when you're flexing your chest for your physique, you need that certain piece filled in. You need to neurologically talk to that piece, try to get that connection with that piece and work that piece out in order to get hypertrophy, in order to build muscle there.
Okay.
And a lot, with bodybuilders, they're missing certain parts in their physique. And
They're
if you
just
can-
pushing. rather.
Exactly. If you can neurologically understand what you need to fire up, I mean, think about it. I said Cars was training from you're taking your joint and putting it through its entire range of motion. One of the best bodybuilders, Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the best shoulders. He trained his shoulders from every angle.
Yeah.
He was ahead of the time. Like just he
Right.
said, I train my shoulders from every single angle. So I mean that is how this type of training can help.
I remember watching something on him, and he talked about how if he needed, or maybe the documentary, the narrator of the documentary talked about how he could add an inch or whatever to each individual muscle or part of his body. It was ridiculous. He was crazy.
That was a different athlete right there.
That's some shit.
Have you come across where someone doesn't believe in what you guys like?
No, I mean
No? Like-
they won't at first, but then after a conversation and you kind of just
Or-
catch them stumbling and stuff like that. And
Okay,
then they're just like,
or
oh,
have
okay,
someone
well.
like who is educated and kind of knows what they're talking about that kind of like challenges.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is Eastern style of training. So I mean, what we do and what we talk about is
It's not the norm.
completely
Yeah.
different than what most individuals follow. So I mean, we're butting heads all the damn time.
Yeah.
with other individuals.
And that's why you guys work on your own, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say butting heads, but we just don't agree on a lot of the ways
Approach.
to cure individual. I mean, think about it. You go to physical therapy. Yo, I got a torn rotator cuff. Well, okay, here. Let me give you exercises for a torn rotator
Yeah.
cuff. I mean, one, what rotator cuff did you tear? You have 4 of them. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody is not coming in there with the same exact one torn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
Different focuses. Yeah. And I feel like just therapists, they do half the job because they kind of expect you. They're like, you make sure you're doing your workouts at home.
true.
You know, and a lot of people don't. Like, I can tell you, like, I go to the gym, yeah, but like the workouts that they're giving me, I'm really not. Like, I'll do them.
you
And
should be doing. I mean, I give homework too.
well, I do it when I, like, at the Asian therapist, I was doing that. Trust
Why?
me.
Exactly, because what she
It
felt good.
It felt good. Yeah, it worked. But like other therapists, like my, history with like I was like, I'm not going to do this.
Because, I mean, why though?
And I feel, because I just didn't feel like it helped.
Exactly.
I feel like, and maybe remember, this is a system. I'm not going to get into the system conversation, but medical field, like you said,
Oh, yeah.
the doctors, the therapists, the medicine, it's all a system because, okay, we get half the job. You come back again, you get injured again. We teach you half of what you really need to know, and you keep getting injured, and you keep taking pills, and you keep.
And that's how you end up with your top half not connected to your bottom.
Thank you. Now you understand where we're not going to talk about that. Have you dealt with patients like that?
We're not gonna talk about it. So have you?
No, we are. I want to get into.
He said we are.
No, I want to get into because
It's real.
It is real, and I experienced it.
I've had patients say like, yeah, I have opioids and stuff like that. I haven't had anybody openly like talk about that.
But you could know, an opioid user, like.
Honestly, man, I feel like they just be high off the little edibles, the little gummies. They all talk about, ooh, I had half a gummy or something like that. So I think they just be high off the little gummies that they eat, and that's about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that you can get a Norco but can't get a gummy. A couple months ago.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like,
and you see now they've like put the weed into pill versions because people are kind of addicted to taking pills. Like
right.
As
I have a headache, give me a pill.
Give me it.
Right.
And for the COVID thing going on right now too. My client was just telling me today that he said they're paying $1,000 to give you like a COVID vaccine. So they either give you like the vaccine or a placebo.
Oh, okay.
And you get paid $1,000. Yeah, just to do it. So I mean, a lot of.
So what about
crazy?
What if you caught it already? What if you caught it already and you have the antibodies kind of in your system already?
Shit, I don't know. I
Like a free $1,000?
I was just like, bro,
That's a free $1,000.
like, your shoulder hurts. We need to keep doing some exercise. We'll talk about that another day. Like, thanks for the information.
Next week has 2 ears growing out. My ear hurts.
Right.
Third on. This ear shit. He said this
That
ear
was
shit.
not the sugar pill, bro.
That is funny. Hey, today is election day. We're not gonna talk.
This was recorded while the results are supposed to be
So
coming out.
today is November 3rd. You don't know, but
Like a motherfucker.
no, you're good. You're good. I don't. But I just wanna say this out here. If you didn't vote, a lot of people didn't vote. That's fine. You have the right to vote. Listen, no. You have the vote. You have the right to vote or not to vote. If you feel there's someone that you don't want to vote for, that's your privilege and your liberty to do so. But today was November 3rd, election day. If you did go put a vote, salute you and everything. You know what I'm saying?
These encourage people to vote.
I would encourage. Yes, I would encourage people to vote. But I do want to say this. I've been seeing a lot of people just arguing all over Facebook and just, negative.
Come on, you're a sheep.
Yeah, it's just like, like negative stuff. And we'll never see change if we don't change our minds. So I feel like we just got to come together as a people. We'll never agree with each other 100%. Ever. Like,
once you realize that, life is so much easier.
yes. There's like the term, we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna keep it at that. Just take it as that. These next 4 years and maybe the next 8 years or 10 years.
These next 24 hours and these next 36 hours.
Yeah, we will find out who is the next president.
It all comes down to what Thomas said, man. Try and be a better person
and a better human being. And a lot of people say, voting doesn't affect them. It might not. But what it does affect you, if you can change something that can affect your life, by all means, go do that. So I didn't mean to.
Oh, you good?
I mean, my man said don't talk about politics.
But we didn't talk about politics.
About exercising the right to vote.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go. Information.
Thank you.
Information.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
There you go.
Exercise your right to be a better human.
There we go.
That's all. And this year, 2020, has been a crazy fucking year, bro. It's unpredictable. Like,
It's revealed a lot.
it has. It definitely has. So,
Definitely.
Oh yeah, a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
oh man, man. Do you? Well, you've been focusing on your business on Instagram. Do you have people like hitting you up?
No bullshit with him.
Yeah, I honestly I do have a decent amount of engagement on Instagram. A lot of people ask me questions. I mean, a lot of people deal with injuries, but when it comes to like all of the arguments and stuff.
You don't have time for
I
that.
was like, bro, y'all irritating.
Yeah.
Y'all really on Facebook arguing about this? Like, go read a book or something.
For
like
real,
that.
for real.
Like, get off that dusty ass couch. You sit down. Make some money by a better one. So, you know.
Most likely it's a gaming chair now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. Definitely better other things to put your mind to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I always say if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. So, but you know, Facebook, Facebook. You know what? You know where Facebook fucked up and Facebook. Listen, no, if you are listening, Facebook. When you go to type of status, what does it say?
What's on your mind?
Or what do you? What is it?
What's on your mind? I think
that was the worst fucking thing you could ask somebody, bro.
Why?
he be going off. That's why.
Not me. Other motherfuckers going off. What's on your mind? You don't
off my chest.
You don't see people rant on Facebook. So like you said, just people
Bro, people using Facebook like Twitter.
That's
like, bro.
No, yeah, and
That's how I ended up getting to Twitter because I was using it like Twitter. And somebody said, "Bro, go to Twitter." I said, "You right."
My girl told me.
My bad.
My girl screenshot my shit one time, and she was like, "She's like, these are tweets." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." I needed Twitter. I fuck with Twitter though. Do you fuck with Twitter?
No.
No?
I just use Instagram.
Just Instagram?
I mean, bro, I'm working
I'm an
too damn
Instagram
much
user too.
to be doing to do all that shit.
I know, but it's also, I feel like with Twitter, it's more, I feel like people are like more likely to see like you tweet them or see like the engagement. So I feel like if you want to reach out to, you know,
shit, if you want to reach out to me, you can schedule me on the app and we can talk.
Oh yeah,
Come
yeah.
see me.
But I'm saying for business purposes, like if you want to promote your stuff, I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, a lot for business purposes. A lot of honestly, all of our business is word of mouth.
Okay.
I mean, I've been promoting
You sell
myself
yourself,
on Instagram,
right?
and I've gotten a few clients off of Instagram, but it's literally all word of mouth out there.
You like Hitch for real.
I think it's
like,
important though to have that presence though, because if I tell him that you're doing something cool, and like, bro, your knees will never hurt again. Not never hurt again, but your knees will be right for the first time in 12 years. And then he's gonna look you up.
Yeah.
So it's important to have that.
Well, the Instagram, yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's one thing too. Is like,
do you have a website as well?
No.
No?
I mean, we'll get there eventually, but it's like, especially with athletes, like I'm marketing more towards the athletes. Like if you're not an athlete, I can help you, but I want to market towards athletes. So it's one of those things where, again, like I really just want to help individuals and not see them go through all these injuries. So I just want to expose people to a different style of training. And I've gotten some feedback like, yo, like, what the hell? Like this is some voodoo shit. Like, like what the hell is this?
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I'm gonna keep posting and just honestly just do me.
Have you got into like working with like special needs kids and just like
Elaborate special needs?
Like, well, not special needs. Well, it is special needs, like cerebral palsy, like kids that just, you know, working on mobility, because there's kids that can't walk that are still walking. And my cousins
go to rehab.
Yeah, my cousins go to rehab just for, you know, they're like.
I have not dealt with any of those. I deal a lot with MS patients.
Okay.
And what's that other one called? Parkinson's.
Okay. Oh, Parkinson's.
So
okay.
Parkinson's and MS are the two main disabilities that I'll deal with.
Disability is a better word.
Disability.
Yeah.
So I mean, Parkinson's is when you get tremors in the hand, you're shaking a lot. And MS is basically when your nervous system is like eating itself. You kind of just like the whole body.
And how do you you know, you spoke on like talking to your from the brain to the muscle. How does that challenge you working with like patients like that where they can't really neurologically
get things engaged? So I mean, with MS patients, it's more about just continuing to give them like feedback.
Okay.
So I mean, their nervous system is eating itself, so they don't feel much. So the best thing that we do for them is put them on the power plate. The power plate is that big vibrating thing that everybody uses. So the cool thing about the power plate is that it sends the vibrations travel in 3 different planes. So front, back, side, and up and down. And you can change the settings on the power plate. So the frequency, so like the number that you see, you'll see a little number at the bottom that says frequency, and whatever number that is, that's how many times the vibrations are happening per second.
Okay.
So I mean, whatever you can do in an hour in the gym, you can do in 15 to 20 minutes.
I've never been able to
plate.
use those power
most places you need a key for that. It is a medical device.
Okay.
And they're very expensive. So I mean, I definitely don't blame
experts. They never really let people to use it.
Yeah, now you know why.
I'll probably fuck it up. Somebody like me.
And I mean, people have blacked out on it before too. I mean, if you're not using it safely, you can have a bad experience. But I mean, as long as you're using it with caution and having someone guide you through it, you'll most likely have a good experience.
Have you used I'm not sure what they're called. I used it for PT before when you're putting the
needles?
Not the needles. They're connected to the EKG machine.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
And it
so I mean, the only thing with that is that it does help. I don't know.
I forgot what it's called.
Is it like shock therapy?
It's kind of like shock therapy.
So I mean, the thing with shock therapy is like it excites the nervous system, so it will get the muscle to contract, and that's the reason why you're going to PT and like doing these exercises to try to strengthen these muscles. But the whole thing is like you're not doing it neurologically. You're not doing it on your own.
Oh, okay.
You're using. Again, you can think of it as your passive range of motion. You know, you're using external force. You're using something else to aid you to do that instead of doing it your damn self.
So you wouldn't suggest like electrocuting myself like Bruce Lee and shit like that?
No.
Like Bruce did?
Bruce Lee. You didn't hear about Bruce Lee? He used to electrocute himself. It was kind of like the beginner stage of like shock therapy. But like to activate, that's why he'll smack you. You won't even know he smacked you.
That's why he was lightning quick.
He'll smack you and won't even know he smacked you.
I almost did.
Y'all just hit me.
Yeah, like you seen who hit me? Like I almost did the reflex, but I ain't Bruce Lee, so I might would have smacked you, and then it would have
60 frames per second would have saw all.
He would have been like, nigga, what? So like, you know, but we would all see that.
All see that.
Bam, bam. Yeah, but no, he would. That's what they said. He would like electrocute himself to kind of activate those muscles.
That's a Chuck Norris ass
That's
story,
in 60.
man.
Think about it, 60s and 70s shock
about?
therapy before.
Walk uphill both ways.
You said what?
This
Barefoot.
nigga tangents be.
My mind be.
I'm telling you.
But
That's why we got Wayne behind you. Shout out Wayne.
He's funny. Don't listen to that guy.
He's the villain of the show.
Yeah,
That's what
he
they
just
call
likes
me.
to talk just to talk sometimes.
That's what they say, right?
No, but before we wrap everything up and just finish everything up here, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? I'll keep it short. I know, like I asked you long term ago, what's the next 2 years that you guys want to focus on?
Next 2 years, more expansion of what we already have. So definitely moving to a new place. And just more of a staple. I mean, I definitely want these coaches to see us as an aid to, again, just enhance what they want their athletes to do. So I definitely want to be working a lot more with teams.
And I reached out to you, I think, last season. And I talked to the AD too, just trying to get different.
I remember that.
Different just education for the kids and different training.
Yeah.
Just not even for basketball, but just throughout the school.
Exactly.
Is that something you want to? Do you want to come back into the school? I mean, not into the school, into the city.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely come back to the city. I mean, our whole thing is we want to continue to educate. It's like you don't come in and my session doesn't look like, yo, I need you to do 10 of these and you're magically going to feel better. It's like, no, like, I mean, you're going to have to think about what you're doing. I'm going to be there with you. So it's, I mean, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Shit.
I can only imagine a 16-year-old, you're telling them to focus on their shoulder through their bicep. The look on his face. When you
Imagine it, yeah.
Well, I mean, we build those individuals.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know,
And what do you like think about yoga? Is it similar to what you guys do?
No,
definitely
at all. Not similar.
Because I know, like he said, talking to a 16-year-old, like me, like a lot of guys or athletes, male athletes, deflect from yoga and deflect from those kind of workouts. So like you said, like
Right.
you know, asking a kid to activate that bicep while you're
Yeah.
doing this is, you know.
Yoga is great for passive range of motion,
Okay.
but in order to continue to be as healthy as possible, the whole idea behind training should be getting your active range of motion to your passive range of motion.
Okay.
So again, yoga is focusing on passive range of motion.
So
You're
it's
missing the active component.
okay. That yeah.
So I mean, again, what we do enhances yoga.
So your clientele expands from desperate housewife to super athlete.
Yeah,
That's right.
we get, I mean, our youngest client is 8. Our oldest one is 86.
Holy cow.
That's well, my range not even big enough.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get them all, man.
Wow.
That's
From
dope.
skiers to tennis players, golf, fencing,
Are you guys
a sailor.
do you
On
guys
the spot. let me do
ahead.
it because you would remember. So we would do suicides in high school, and I would get like the worst knot in the middle of my back, like not the middle, lower back, on usually on one side, right side.
Okay.
What would be? Obviously, I can't really describe the pain now, but I would say, well, I can. So it felt like
when
this.
niggas are not in shape and they hoop the sport, and now they
And like so, like
my back is tight. You know,
Suicides and you planted with the right foot down.
most likely.
yeah, like
Right.
So what happens is you lean on that right side, so you just gunked up that right hip, and your hip is connected to your lower back. So when you planted down,
yeah, I did
Putting
do the
all
right
that
foot
pressure
down. Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
so you just gunked up that hip.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's what I mean by I know exactly how you move, bitch, just based on what
Right.
you tell me.
And without thinking about it, I would have said, no, I'll do the left foot because I'm a baseball player and I run this way and this feels more natural, but it was the right.
Think about
Yeah.
it, when
It's
you
the
run
right-
bases, you plant your right foot down too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What I was thinking about was the
My
lead
man's
off.
like, when you take a shit, you use your left hand. Look at that.
Right hand.
No, that-
For sure.
I'm telling you, I know exactly every move.
If I wipe my ass with my left hand, I'll be there all.
The flusher is on the right.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh damn!
Oh, what's that smell?
He said I'm gonna have to wipe from back to front.
2 hands.
Then you have to start wiping.
That's funny as hell.
We will educate you and entertain you all at the same time on the podcast. That is hilarious.
That is funny as hell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened to your back. You just locked it up. So
Yeah,
more so
it
just-
was locked.
Yeah. No, so one of our teammates runs it back.
You want your ass run undescribed, right?
If you're a front to back wiper,
back to front, back to front.
Back to front.
front.
That is
That's facts.
Back to the front.
With the off hand.
off hair. That is funny. With the off hair.
Drop a comment.
I want to know who you are.
Hey, drop a comment. Drop a shit emoji.
Oh shit, we might have a free shirt for you. Oh my
funny.
gosh, that is
So
hilarious.
again, where can everyone find you?
Instagram, TommyLean
Instagram.
96.
And you said you are working out in Northbrook,
North Shore area.
North Shore. Oh,
Yeah,
North
so
Shore.
Northbrook, Skokie. It's like right on the border of the two suburbs. So.
So yeah, man. Again, we appreciate you coming out, giving us some knowledge.
Thanks for having me.
We like to say here, like Percy always says, drop some knowledge for the fans. You drop more than enough gems. I've asked.
A lot of free games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there we go. It's free game.
Yeah.
Person loves to ask, drop some free game. You dropped a lot of free game. I know this COVID and everything that pushed this episode back, but appreciate you coming out. I'm glad everything. You know, this is home for you right here. So
I need you to diagnose our tripod before you leave.
oh, it's a little off balance.
Diagnosing tripods.
No checking tripods here. He's also. I told you, don't listen to him.
Niggas
Yeah,
white back to
information.
front.
Hey, that's niggas to white back from
With the offhand.
More free game.
Yes, there you go. So yeah, you said TommyLean 96,
TommyLean
right?
96.
If they want to add you on Facebook, are they?
Yeah, Facebook. I don't really use Facebook much, but Facebook is Thomas Wellington.
And
Instagram
again,
is
if you
definitely-
we follow him on Instagram, we'll add everything on the page as well.
Well,
Again,
that what's it called link in the description of the YouTube video.
Yeah.
The scheduling link.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that on there too.
Yeah.
but again, appreciate you for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sure it won't be the last time. So when you open up that big space and all that,
hell yeah.
definitely come back and we'll talk some more business stuff. And
For sure.
you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
On that note, we out.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Good one.